Hey, it's your boy Horgan Sports, and my prediction Errol Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia. Um, it's a showdown that all the boxing fans have been waiting for. It's finally arrived. Mikey Garcia, daring to be great by moving up two weight divisions, is going to challenge Errol Spence Jr. for the IBF welterweight title inside of the AT&T Stadium tonight in a battle of two of the best undefeated fighters in the world right now. Um, so for the 31-year-old Garcia, he's already a four division champion, and this is his opportunity at a title in the fifth weight class against, I would guess, the most dangerous opponent in the welterweight division and the most feared. Gives him the chance to call him the best in the world if he wins. And meanwhile, for the 29-year-old Spence, he enters as the favourite, and it's his opportunity for a kind of crossover stardom, and he's headlining his first pay-per-view card. I think for me what makes the matchup so interesting is that both of them have said how much they see themselves in each other and how they carry themselves inside of the ring. Spence is a southpaw. He's got an advantage of 3 inches in height and 4 inches in reach. But both fighters carry themselves with a similar level of poise and patient control, and they systematically break down their opponents. Spence was quoted as saying the size difference won't matter. Skill for skill and talent for talent are more dominant than him in every aspect. I'll beat him at anything he wants to do. On paper, he's the toughest opponent to date, but once we get in the ring, we will find out. But Garcia replied that on Saturday night, Errol is going to find out why I picked this fight. All of my opponents say they don't see anything special when they watch me until they see me until they get into the ring. I have all the tools and all the skills needed to beat Errol Spence Jr. When it comes to timing, speed, reflexes and defense, you name it, I'm better. For whatever advantages Spence brings to the table in terms of size, as a pretty big welterweight, he's probably the largest welterweight. Garcia makes up for the disadvantage in weight in terms of experience, and he's actually a more proven fighter over for the fact that he's got a world title in 4 different divisions. So for me, part of the intrigue about this fight is the fact that both have been so dominant throughout their careers, but neither one has actually been pushed to the absolute limit yet and forced to find out how great they can actually be. They haven't really had that gut check yet. And so in many ways, I can see why Garcia's taken this fight, and I can see this is his chance at true kind of greatness. It's a really bold move and puts him at a level of, if he wins, he's at the level of a kind of Mayweather in what he's, or maybe just a step below, but definitely you can say he's verging on greatness. Very few fighters will win at 5 different weights. Very, very few. Garcia said, getting this victory will forever leave my name in the history books. No other fighter is daring to do what I'm doing. I have to fight the best fight of my life. If I don't, then I can't overcome the challenge. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to win this fight. We train very hard. We can go 12 rounds for sure. But if I get a chance to hurt my opponent, I'm definitely going to jump on him and get the knockout. So for Garcia, this is more of a legacy, a career-defining win. For Spence, he's just looking to confirm what most observers had about him since he first entered the title picture. They reckon that Spence could be the successor to Floyd Mayweather as the next great welterweight star in waiting. Spence said, this is a legendary fight. This is where we will see what fighters are made of. there's been a lot of great fights when little guys come up and beat a bigger fighter. You can't ever write off the little guy. This is going to be a hard fight. Mikey is supposed to think he's supposed to think he's going to win this fight. He called me out, so he obviously thinks they can see something. I'm glad he's as confident as I am. I hope he keeps that same energy inside of the ring. So, my prediction. I think Garcia is too talented from a standpoint of timing and accuracy to get steamrolled over. He's got enough about him, having won a title last year at 140 pounds, to keep Spence, you know, to keep the fight interesting. But I think the big test will come in the middle rounds when Spence is able to get his rhythm. He's been doing, he's getting into he's putting his picture on the fight. And I think during the middle rounds, this is a point where Garcia will need to show if he's got the heart and the toughness to make the adjustments. And then in the championship rounds, he's going to have to continue making those adjustments to give him a chance of winning. My feeling is that Spence it will be competitive up until the middle rounds. Then Spence will take over, and if I'm going to put money on it, which I'm not, I'd say a TKO in the 9th or 10th round for Spence. But let me know what you think. Put a comment or response in the box below, and subscribe if you can if you haven't already. Take care. Horgan Boxing, Horgan Sports.